Good morning and welcome to the Landmarks Preservation Commission's public hearing and public meeting of January 7th, 2025. We'll begin by taking attendance. I'll ask our General Counsel, Mark Silberman, to call the roll.
Chair Carroll,
Here.
Vice Chair Bland, Commissioner Chapin, Commissioner Chen.
Yeah.
Commissioner Chu.
Here.
Commissioner Ginsburg.
Here.
Commissioner Goldblum.
Here.
Commissioner Jefferson. Commissioner Lutfi. Commissioner Master.
Here.
All right, good morning and welcome again to the public hearing and public meeting of January 7th, 2025. We're going to begin this morning with an application for an amendment to a previous approval, and that is a public meeting item. And then we will move to our public hearing agenda to review new applications for work on designated properties. And I'll turn it over to our Director of Preservation, Corey Harala, to take us through the agenda.
Thank you, Sarah. Good morning, everyone. Start today's Preservation Department agenda with public meeting item number 1, LPC 25-05385. This is an application for an amendment. It's in the Borough of Manhattan, Block 856, Lot 9, 11 East 26th Street in the Madison Square North Historic District. This is a neo-Gothic style store and loft building designed by Rouse and Goldstone and built in 1912 to 13. The application is to modify the scope of work to include the installation of illuminated lettering on top of the marquee. The applicant will present the proposal after we open the hearing.
All right, so let's do that now. Commissioner Master, would you make a motion to open the proceedings?
So moved.
Thank you. Commissioner Goldblum, would you second that motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, you may begin.
Good morning. Can everyone hear me okay? My voice is cracking with the cold and warm environment transfers here. Can you hear me now? Is that okay? I'll try to stay right here. One more time. Okay. Good morning. I'm Jeff. All right. It's been 5 years since I've been here. It's been virtual for a while, so I'm getting used to the microphone again. It's usually had. Good morning, commissioners. Thank you for your time this morning. I'm Jeff Ellebrook with MDAS Architects. I'm here today with Aaron Ruley, Lindsay Peterson from Higgins Quaitbarth and Partners, and my fellow colleague Danielle Aders, also from MDAS. We are representing Rockrose for their project at 11 East 26th Street. Bill Feeks and David White are remote on Zoom today. Good morning, David and Bill. Jump to the. You may recall 11 East 26th Street from January 2023. 11 and 15 are opposite Madison Square Park within the Madison Square North Historic District. Again, we were here in 2023 to go over the renovations on 11 East 26th Street. 11 East on the left here. I have a cursor. I do have a cursor. On the left here, Rockrose acquired 11 East in 2021. The work we presented in January 2023 was related to the commercial rehabilitation of this building and included new storefront work and building entry at the base, restorative work to the masonry and stone throughout the building, rooftop addition, and revived the neo-Gothic terracotta parapet at the top. On the right is 15 East 26th Street. Rockrose acquired the commercial portion of this building in 2014. The ground floor up to, I think the 8th floor is commercial, and there's residential condos above that up to the roof. The project that was approved in 2023 had two main goals. We had the first was to rehabilitate and reposition 11 East and continue its commercial use. Some floors were vacant at that time, and then create connections and a shared set of amenities between the commercial components of both buildings, including a new shared lobby, primary entry, and rooftop amenities for the commercial component. We are excited to report that work continues as planned. The storefront work and restorative work at the base will be done this spring. The rooftop addition and new terracotta parapet will be finished towards the end of the summer this year. As the project progressed from 2023, ownership had created an extensive and thoughtful building identity and branding program. And the proposal that we have here before you today is to present new signage at the primary entry at 11 East 26th Street, specifically the new dimensional letters on top of the previously approved marquee. This is an image from the 2023 approval. The signage at that time were simple numeric 11s on the face of the marquee and the sides for the pedestrian approach. The revolving door also contains signage that noted at Madison Square Park. The proposal today removes that signage above the revolving door and adds an 11 East 26th Street sign to the top of the marquee. This is the sign is built on the branding identity that was developed with ownership, and the logo in the upper right is part of that that we see through the program that was developed there. The 11 that was on the sides of the marquee, this is now 11 East. This was that's item number 3 on the image there that was approved at staff level late last year. We'll just go into some of the details of the sign. So on the left is the original elevation, the 11 there. On the right is the proposed 11 East 26. This is a satin stainless steel finish, which I'll show in another image. And this shows the relative size of that. That will stretch about 5 feet across and 10 inches high at the top of the marquee there. Image here is the just a plan of the marquee and a section of how the signage is attached. I just want to point out the image in the lower right. The finish will be a satin stainless steel. With that, and the dimensional quality, the volume of the letter itself, the sides will take light differently than the face. So there's depending on the light source, there's some dynamic there with how the finish will read. There is a note in the agenda about this being illuminated signage. I just want to clarify the illumination part. It's not internally illuminated. Zoning does not prohibits that for this part in this district. It's simply a linear light fixture at the rear of the sign at its base that will cast light across the sides of the letters to give a soft glow in the during the evening hours. And we wanted to share a number of related marquees and signage, both within the Market Square North District and nearby districts. These examples show both simple building number signage and also identity signage. So in the upper right, there's the Flatiron logo. That's part of the larger identity package. Also at 255th, there's the hotel, also using their font and identity there on the side of the marquee. And then on the lower images, the idea of a sign, whether it's just the building number or the street address mounted to the top of the marquee. So in closing, I just want to point out, so the image on the left, this image is from 2 years ago, so we're not seeing the finials, which we're very excited about, at the top of the building. But the scale of the signage is relatively small given the size of the building. And then on the lower images, right on the park, their neighbors are low and probably not moving, so both have a very strong presence within the neighborhood here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, do we have any questions on this? So this amendment to a previous approval, which had a slightly different signage program at the entry. Any questions? Okay, so thank you very much. I think we'll move into our discussion then.
Thank you.
So as the applicant presented, this was a significant project that we approved for some conversion of these buildings and work associated with that. They're back today with a proposal to the signage, which includes eliminating the sign right above the door and limiting the signs to the marquee. So there are letters on sides of the marquee and letters on top of the marquee, but the address with an exterior light source glowing behind. So we'll begin our discussion. Commissioner Chen, would you like to start this one?
This one is rather modest, and I think that relative, as the applicant said, relative to the overall scale, especially from across the first picture, it is modest. I also saw that they the lettering on the side and shifted to the ground. So unless other commissioner object, I can find that appropriate.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Bland.
If this is the way we're going to start 2025. It's pretty modest, I would say. Yes. Yes, I think it's completely appropriate. Not even sure why it's here, but anyway, it's appropriate.
Okay,
Agreed.
okay. Everybody
Agreed.
agree? Okay, so we'll go ahead and make the motion. You have it. Okay.
In the matter LPC 25-05385, 11 East 26th Street, Madison Square North Historic District. The application is to modify the scope of work to include the installation of illuminated lettering on top of the marquee, noting the building's style, scale, materials, and details among the feature and that contribute to the special character and historic character of the Madison Square North Historic District. I recommend approval, finding that the proposed numbers and letters will be well scaled to the marquee and to the facade, that the building identification is limited to the letters and numbers at the marquee and will not be excessive, that the numbers and letters will have a neutral stainless steel finish and will be illuminated with a simply designed LED strip at the base and will not draw undue attention to itself, that the proposed placement of lettering on top of the marquee is typical of modern and historic marquees found at buildings of this type and age, that the work will not detract from the special architectural and historic character of the Madison Square North Historic District.
Thank you, Vice Chair Bland. Would you second that motion?
Second.
Chair Carroll,
Aye.
Commissioner Bland,
Aye.
Commissioner Chen,
Aye.
Commissioner Chu,
Aye.
Commissioner Ginsburg,
Aye.
Commissioner Goldblum, Commissioner Jefferson.
Aye.
Commissioner Lutfi, Commissioner Master.
Aye.
With 9 in favor, none opposed, the motion passes.
Thank you. We'll move to the next, the first public hearing item. All right, so due to technical difficulties, we're going to need to restart the Zoom portion of this meeting, the Zoom component of this meeting. So we will let all the members of the public who are trying to enter Zoom know that we are working to allow people to come in. So everybody should, do we want people to leave? Need people to leave? Are they in, then they need to leave? Or okay, no one's able to enter. All right, we're going to be restarting the Zoom.